Hi, I'm Jill and I am the Stitchy Nail Tech. This is my Flosstube channel and today's video will be all about cross stitch. Just a little quick update on how we're all doing. My husband, myself, and my daughter are all good. I am a nail technician who works at a salon. My salon has been closed for just under 2 weeks. So I've been home for that amount of time. It's been tough. I'm not accustomed to it at all. My daughter, of course, is out of school, and my husband is a chef and works at a local restaurant. They have closed down the dining room, but they're still doing to-go orders, and they have a food truck that they are also taking out every day. So he is working a lot, but, you know, we're still down. You know, I'm not working at all. And in my profession, when you don't work, you don't have an income. So I haven't purchased any new cross-stitch patterns or anything as of right now, but I do have some new things to show you. Okay, here are some of my whips. I thought that I would show my oldest whip this week. I started this project. I downloaded it as a PDF off of crossstitch.com, and I originally am from the Blue Ridge Mountains, and so this is a scene from the Blue Ridge Mountains that is originally a piece of artwork by Derek McCrea, and they put it into a pattern form. So this is what it looks like, and it's just a landscape. There's no backstitching or really there's no characters or motifs or anything in it. I started working on this in 2013, so that's been quite a while ago. And the funny thing is, I can tell that just the quality of my stitching has come a long way since then. But this is, and I've never ironed it and looked at the whole thing. So this is what it looks like. Let's see. Yeah. So I started going up here, and then I think I was missing a color, so I stopped and came to this page over here. There's 9 pages total, so up here will be kind of like the sunrise or sunset, and then this is the rest of it. So I've got page 1, 2, 3, and then I'm working on 4, but I've got 5 and 6 done, and then 7 I still have to do, and 8 and 9. And so this one, I work on it. I can only work on it for a little while because while it's very pretty, it is kind of boring after a while. So, but I'm very excited to get that done because it is just a really pretty picture of where I'm from. Okay, so my next whip, I showed you all that I was going to start the Summer House Trio from Waxing Moon Designs, and this is the picture of the pattern. Right now I am working on this house right here, sunflowers, and this is my progress. I changed the letters for the word sunflower. They're supposed to be in this darker yellow, and they're supposed to be 3 strands, but I changed them to 2 strands and the lighter yellow, and I do like that more. I actually have ripped them out twice, but that's where I am, and this one has been a lot of fun. This is on just a 28 count fabric that is from my local needlework shop. It was just in a grab bag. So it was just pieces. And I normally have it in a hoop, but I took it out. These other two I did not take out of hoops because you can see them. This one is a Lizzie Kate design, and I have not worked on it a whole lot. I don't know if this makes any sense, but being home, I have not wanted to stitch spring things, even though we are in spring, and we are very much in spring in Tennessee. I'm in Middle Tennessee. But this is an Easter design by Lizzie Kate, and I love it. I think it's so pretty, but I just have not been motivated to do Easter. I think because we won't be able to go to church on Easter, and that's a little bit sad, but I have done some on it. So I've done just kind of the bottom part of the bunny and the basket and the flowers. I'm doing this on a 14 count Ada that I got from Fat Quarter Shop. It's gray. I'm not sure that I said that last time. And I'm trying to remember, Touch of Gray. 14 count Ada, Touch of Gray is the color. Okay. And then my last whip that I've worked on is the Quilt Shop by Little House Needleworks. And let me find the front picture of that. So here is what the front picture looks like. And I've worked on this one quite a lot. And again, I kept this one in the hoop because you can pretty much see it really well. I've liked this one too. Now with this one, this is a piece of 16 count Ada that a friend gave me who does not stitch on Ada anymore. And I dyed it with tea. So it was white, bright white. And I didn't do any coffee on it. I just did the tea because I wanted it to just kind of be a lighter color. But that's where I am with this one. This one I am trying to do something called railroading my stitches. I saw it on the Fat Quarter Shop video. Kimberly Jolly was talking about it, and it kind of got me interested to see, is it going to really make a difference? And when I look at my stitches on this, I do see a difference because this is Ada. I think when I look at my stitches on a linen or an even weave, I don't really see that much of a difference, and that might just be me. That may not make any sense. But those are what I have worked on the most this week. I also dyed some fabric for the first time, and that was a lot of fun. A little, you know, I had no idea how it was going to turn out. So but this was a piece of white Ada that was 14 count that I bought, and it was a very, very big piece. I knew I did not want to stitch on it as white, but I wasn't sure what I wanted to do. So I bought some Rit dye that I bought several colors, but I used the pearl gray and the charcoal gray, and I like it. I don't know if I'm going to use it for the patterns that I intended it, but this is what it looks like. Go and kind of see. So it went from a bright white to, I dyed it the pearl gray and dyed that all over, and then I scrunched it up and put the charcoal gray on, and so it's got modeling all over it. I like it. I think it's very interesting. I like the way it turned out. However, the patterns that I originally intended this for are the Little House Needleworks, the ABCs, Spring ABCs, which is this one, and the Summer ABCs, which I'll pull that one out too. You can see that these are stitched on a natural color. So I don't have any idea if they will end up looking okay in a fabric with this much modeling in it. So I would like to know if anyone has an opinion, to please let me know what you think. But I needed, these are very long, so I needed fabric that was at least 26 inches long. And this was a very large piece of Aida. I wasn't originally going to stitch them on Aida, but I needed to put them on something that they would fit. So if anyone has an opinion about whether or not I should put them on that fabric, please let me know. I will probably have to do a floss toss and just put the floss against the fabric and just see. I haven't completed buying all of the flosses yet, so I will definitely do that. And I may do that on a video just so I can get some help from other stitchers. Okay, so some of the patterns that I have purchased just over the last month, really. I'm kind of looking ahead to do fall patterns, maybe some summer and fall patterns. But this one I got from my local needlework shop, and this one is by Twisted Threads, and it's Itty Bitty America. And I think it's really neat. Let me see if I can get it close here. And the thing about this one that is a little bit intimidating is it has some 1/1 stitching, which means that it's very, very small, and I have not tried that yet. It also has Smyrna cross stitches, which it's really, really hard to tell in the picture of the pattern, but they kind of outline on the pattern. So that's one. I also have the Waxing Moon Designs Autumn House Trio, and I'm not sure if I showed this in my last video, but I love these too. I have not kitted up any of these yet. I simply have the patterns. But fall is my favorite time of year, so I'm not trying to wish spring away. Spring has been really nice. It's been low humidity here in Tennessee, which humidity is not my friend. And I always really take advantage of the low humidity when I can. So it's been really nice outside, even though we can't go too far. Another fall pattern is by the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. And this one is I Love Fall Most of All. And I really like this one. I like all the pretty colors, the fall colors. And then the last two that I'm going to show are from my local needlework shop. And, you know, a lot of the ones that I bought from my needlework shop are older patterns, but I just love them. You know, even though, you know, we've all got patterns that are older, and the new patterns are fun and, you know, stitching something brand new. But these are all new to me. So this is another one, Autumn Pumpkins, and this is by Lindy Jane Designs by Melinda Billum. So this actually has two patterns in it. The kind of pumpkin looking, well, it's different fall vegetables tree, and then the almost mosaic looking that they have in the pillow. And I think what's really neat is we can take something that is, you know, very old. This pattern was put out in 1996. So, and you can tell with the way they finished it. But by finishing it how, you know, in a more modern way, you take a pattern and make it brand new. And then the last one is a Heart and Hand pattern, and this is Sweet Land of Liberty. And it's not a very large one. It has quite a bit of open space in it, and this one is an older pattern as well. Let me see if it says when this one came out. 2001. So those are a few patterns that I have in my stash. One of the things that I would really like to participate in is something called Stitch Mania, which happens in May. And I've seen lots of different floss tubers talk about the different ways that they do Stitch Mania. Mostly how many starts they're going to have during Mania. But the whole concept is to get prepared for starting a lot of new projects that then kind of propels you forward into the coming seasons, because the 4th of July, the fall, Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, winter, all of those are a lot of seasonal stitching. And so I think I'm going to try to get prepared with lots of different patterns. Now, some stitchers I've watched are going to do a new pattern every day. I don't know that I'll try that. But I'm still thinking about how I'm going to do that. But it's really fun to start something new. So, and I've got plenty of patterns. Plus, I've got so many saved in my Etsy account that I'm, just kind of holding off on buying. But buying a PDF pattern is, really cheap a lot of times, and you just print it off, and you don't have to wait for anything to come in the mail. Although I will probably have to order the floss in the mail because we can't go anywhere. So I have one fully finished item, and I'm going to grab it real quick. Now, I've been doing the Lizzie Kate, the different tidbits. Flip It tidbits is what they're called. And I did not show this one last time, even though I showed my January and my February. And so I want to show March because I had these at work, and since I'm not at work anymore, I went ahead and brought it home. So this is March. This is how I had the February and the January were mounted on this board as well. It hangs behind me at work. So this is the March design. I just have a bow, a covered button, and I made a wreath for kind of a winter pre-spring wreath that had creams and yellows in it. And so this was some leftover from that. And this is on this board with a magnet. So I have a magnet there and a magnet there. And so they're pretty easy to change out. And it's something interesting to look at. It sits behind me at my station at work. So that, I just did some trim, some cording trim around. So that is March. And then I finished April. And April got a little big, so I'm not sure how I'm going to store it, but here is April. So I've got the actual stitching here, and I just had some Easter looking fabric. Just have a bow, and then this cording that I made into a bow, and a friend gave me some buttons. And then this is just some greenery that I had. I believe my cats have been chewing on it. I'm going to blame them, whether they have or not, because it's gotten all kind of wonky. But that's this. I've just got it here at home because I'm not at work. But this is attached with magnets as well. So I'm learning learning different things, different ways to finish things. And that's one thing I love about crafts, is that you're always learning. And that's what I absolutely love about Flosstube, that I can watch other Flosstubers and learn something new, every time. I wanted to kind of talk about a couple of my favorite Flosstubers where I get a lot of inspiration and information. I really like Vonna the Twisted Stitcher. I've watched a lot of her tutorial videos and her floss tubes, and I've learned a lot from how she does things. I also have watched Priscilla and Chelsea, who are the Real Housewives of Cross Stitch. They have a really, really fun channel to watch. Another one that I really look forward to seeing is Erin of the Two Martini Stitcher. Seems like she's just a really neat person, and I really enjoy all of her projects. I really like also Caroline from Off the Grid, or Friday Off the Grid. I can't remember exactly her handle. She has been doing daily craft videos, and I have thoroughly enjoyed those. This being at home and not working has been extremely difficult for me personally, because it's nothing that I'm accustomed to. I've always worked, and I know that everyone has had their world completely thrown topsy-turvy like I have. And so, I just hope that everybody is getting through it okay. My husband and I are leaders at a group at our church, and I know that it's really hard. Our group is the singles group at our local one of the local churches here. We have a lot in Murfreesboro, but I know that there's a lot of people who are really alone, and even being in a family and having family around you, you can still feel alone. So like I said in my last video, one of the things that I really would like to come out of making these videos is to meet some local cross-stitchers. To maybe, right now, we've got to do virtual, stitching get-togethers or whatever, but to maybe eventually do some in person, just because it's a lot of fun to talk to other people who enjoy doing the same things. And enjoy talking about it as much as I do. So I hope everyone is well. I really appreciate you watching my video. And if you can, leave me a comment, or, at least to like the video. And I hope to see you all very soon. Hopefully I won't take as long to make another video. This is all very new and is kind of intimidating. So I appreciate so much all of the encouragement from my friends and from a few strangers who've watched the video. So thank you all very much. And I hope everyone can be well. Bye.